Well, welcome once again to Land and Sea Adventures. This is a big trip for me. It has been ridiculously hot in Texas, Dallas specifically. All of Central has been most of Texas. We've been having between 104 and 108 degree days for over a month now. I'm sick of it. We're getting a cold front, which will bring it down to about 95, which, believe it or not, is a relief. 95 being what, 15, 12, 13 degrees colder than that is a big difference, but still, I'm out. So I'm going to take a long little cavalier trip from Dallas through New Mexico up into Colorado. Kind of the Telluride, Ouray area, and then I'm going to go further up to Vail, and then west of Vail over to, what's the name of that town? Glenwood Springs? Can't ever remember the name of it. Glenwood Springs, and then got some killer campsites up in there. So we're going to do some trails. I've got very little experience on trails, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I am planning on doing Imogene Pass and Pearl Pass. Some friends of mine tried to talk me into Black Bear. I've seen a lot of videos on Black Bear. That'll make your sphincter pucker, I can tell you that. There's a lot of those trails that will, but we'll see. I don't know. It depends on how comfortable I am. Plus, I'm by myself, and this time of year it should be probably pretty crowded. Plus, this is the weekend. No, wait, today's Saturday. So by the time I get there, it'll be during the week, and this is right before Labor Day weekend. So I'm hoping that, you know, a lot of people that are going to go are waiting for the weekend and it won't be too crowded. Anyways, I'm giving you a lot of rundown because I'm trying to preface you for all this. I'm probably going to break this video up into sections. I don't know at this juncture what it's going to be. I'm still 3 hours and 45 minutes from Merus Adventure Park. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's where I'm headed to, and that's where I'm going to stay tonight. And then from here, I am going to New Mexico, and I forgot the little town in there that I'm going to. I'm just going to kind of cut that corner, and then going up through, I forgot the national forest name. I'll put it right here at the bottom. So that's where I am right now. The next time you see me, unless something exciting really happens, will be at the park, at the adventure park at Merus. See you there. All right, well, we're not quite there yet, but I was pretty excited about this. I don't know if I can see that or not, I can't tell, but 91 degrees, which still sounds hot for probably to a lot of you, but when you're used to 108, it's a cool front. So we're getting close. We're about, I don't know, I think 15 minutes out, but man, there is nothing out here. It is some flat Texas land out here. I am telling you. This is the land of the wind turbines. There's none out here, but I just patched a bunch of them, none of which are spinning, even though there's a breeze. I don't know what's up with that. That's some kind of a scam, if you ask me, but someone's making some money, and we are not the beneficiaries. All right, bring it back when we get there. All right, well, it looks like we made it. It's a QR code kind of check-in. These are some little, I don't know, I guess little houses you can rent. Kind of cool, I guess. And then I've got to go down this road and to the left somewhere. I'm hoping that bluff you see over there is where I'm gonna be camping. Let you know when I get there. right, we made it. I'm gonna unload some stuff and just leave it here. And there's a green trail. They have their trails here are labeled like ski slopes: green, blue, black. Won't be doing any black, maybe some blue. I only have what is it, 4, almost 5. I got 3 hours before the sun goes down, but I do want to get back and kind of get camp set up a little bit before the sun goes down, and I'll probably cook as the sun's going down because there's no lights out here. But down here, I'm sure you can't see it on this, but over there, down there, it's not really helping you at all, I'm sure. Right over here is a trail, and one of these hills, I'm not sure if it's this one or one over. Oh, I think it is this one. I see the trail, and that's how you get down into the canyon. Supposedly that's a green trail. We'll see. Okay, well, we are packed up. Not we, me. I'm packed up. It was a great morning. It really was. I wish the wind would have died last night instead of today. Let me show you what I saw this morning. Look at this lovely hyperlapse, these pictures. I don't know that I'd want to spend more than 1 or 2 nights here, to be honest. I mean, for me, I mean, I'm not a big, let's go hit the trails and how big a rock will my truck crawl. I'm more about seeing the scenery and finding those creekside campsites, which we hope to find this evening. I have it on the map, but you never know. Maps are very deceiving. Like, for example, getting here, I thought was just you know, you're looking at 2D maps, so you just assume in your head assumes it's flat and you're gonna go there, but no, and it did say it required a 4-wheel drive truck to get here, and it does. Only because of a couple of spots, but yeah, you're not getting back here in a normal car. But beautiful spot. It's a great canyon, definitely worth a visit. 5.5 hours from Dallas. When it starts cooling off, this will be a great place, but keep an eye on the wind. Even if it says 10-mile-an-hour winds, I would not camp up on the bluff. I'd go down. So just FYI. All right, well, see you in a minute. All right, I thought I'd give you a little status here. We are 1 hour and 45 minutes from hopefully campsite. 1, that it's there. 2, that no one else is there, occupied. But I'm driving across this very open range of Mexico, what you just saw here a little bit, and I'm noticing some dark clouds up here ahead of me, and it is definitely raining up here. I don't know if I'm going to make it through there, if I'm going to cut north and skirt it, but that's the situation. I'm pretty hungry. There's obviously nowhere to eat out here. I have stuff to cook tonight, but I have to tell you, I'm kind of wanting to set kind of the shower and the whole thing up, and because if I get the site I want, it's going to be creekside, and it's going to be cold. Last night I just showered, you know, outside, no cover. The shower head's magnetic. I just stuck it to the back of the truck, and showered outside, but it's going to be chilly tonight. I don't think I want to do that. So having that little shower enclosure is nice because it steams up and it's nice and comfy. Yep, looks like rain. Well, the next shot will probably be rain on the windshield. Well, we just left the town of Cimarron. I stopped and got a bite to eat. It was at I forgot the name of the hotel, but it was a great little old hotel. Didn't want to take pictures. So I'm outside of Cimarron heading to, I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. Anyways, this is pretty. We're climbing. We're at 7,200 feet right now. A little bit of sprinkles, temperature's dropping, it's 70 degrees. Could be a little chilly tonight. I'll try out the new heating blanket tonight, probably. I didn't think I was gonna have to, but it's supposed to get all the way down to like 48. So, I don't know. Have to whip out the heavy artillery. Last night would have been fabulous if it wasn't for all that wind. I know I'm still talking about the wind. Okay, well, we kind of broke out of the mountainous area. Ooh, it smells good. Man. All right, catch you back at camp. Well, got this little lake here, don't know the name. Got a little ray of sunshine coming through on the other side over there. Well, about another 20 minutes to camp, but look at that view, baby. Oh, gorgeous. Okay. Well, I got to this campsite early and I was very happy to do that. I blew off going to this place here, and instead I'm at this place here. And it was 3 hours away versus 5.5 hours away, and I was not up for another 5.5 hour drive today. I wasn't gonna get there till 6 o'clock, and then I'd be setting up in the dark almost, and I was just like, I'm done with the hurry up thing. So I say all that to say this: I am a camper, person who likes camping versus, and if you want to, you can skip ahead so you don't have to listen to all that, to this number right here. I'm a camper turning overlander, but I enjoy this. I enjoy, excuse me, being at camp. A lot of people, let's talk about the way I understand overlanding, I don't know what the definition is or whatever, but overlanding, camping, and a lot of people say glamping. People would call this glamping because I got hot and cold water, hot and cold running water, shower. You know, I got all these luxuries. That's not glamping. And this is the way I understand it. If you want to challenge me, go ahead. But glamping is basically like staying in a hotel, but instead of the hotel, you go and there's a tent already set up and it's got the running water and all that. It's got, I mean, basically you pack a bag and you go and everything is set up for you. That's glamping. Camping is of course, and you can bring as much crap as you want camping. You can camp out of your car with a, you know, a bucket of water and what do you call it? A hammock and a whatever, minimal stuff. So that's camping, or you can do it like this. This is camping. And overlanding is more about the adventure and exploring the back roads and getting there. And really the camping is a means to the end. It's just part of it. You have to camp. So at some point, if you're going to go way out in the back. But what I like about how they're set up, see, they can arrive at camp at 10 minutes before dark. I just like having everything set up and cooking and eating and doing all that, get everything ready, and when I'm settled down, that's when I want it to go dark. I'm not a big fan of, I can do it, I've done it, but just moving around in the dark and getting stuff is just, I'd rather do all of this stuff during light. So what's nice about the overlanding is normally these trucks or Jeeps are set up, you know, with the cooler in the back, which is really a refrigerator, and they got their drawers with all their stuff in it. I mean, they basically can do everything out the back of their truck. If it's like it started raining and I put this little awning up, this took me, you know, and then I got to calculate, I got to tie it to that tree and stake this down, and I like doing all that, but it's very time consuming. And when I first started this, which was just over a year ago, camping, I just you know, and I've already, man, you guys know if you're starting to do it and get into it, whether it's camping or overlanding, it's just you want that and you want that and you want this and you want that. Oh, wouldn't that be nicer? And you're watching these videos and down the rabbit hole you go. And so, you know, fast forward several $1,000s later, you know, and I'm already looking at trying to sell or get rid of some stuff. So I'm in transition. Will I ever be an overlander? Probably not. I mean, I say that, I have no idea, but if I know me, I got to find some happy in between. This isn't it. This is too much stuff. I've got a friend of mine meeting me, and I had to tell her, you get one bag because that's all that's going to fit in that thing. I have everything else. You don't need anything else. Just bring a bag. We'll stop at the grocery store and do all that other stuff. But I really just like, you know, putting the awning out, opening up the back, put a boom, but a bang. I mean, in literally in 30 minutes, you can be like, camp is set up, you know, minimal, but I mean, you're protected from the rain if it was raining or the sun. You can start cooking right then and there. Most of these guys have rooftop tents. Not very many of them have ground tents. Although what's that tent? I can't think of it. Anyways, it's this tent right here. This tent is a great overlanding tent because it does pop up in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You still got to put all your stuff inside and all that. So anyways, the rooftop tent is the way to go for me, 100%. It is nice to have a tent that you can walk in, stand up, put a chair like this in, get up in the morning, get ready to go to bed. You have a chair, you can kind of take your shoes, you know, just, it's nice, of course, right? But the rooftop tent is nice and cozy. It's up off the ground. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know, I've got this thing about bears. I'm getting over it. But I'm getting over it mainly because I'm sleeping up there. I'm not really concerned about one walking up to me right now in the middle of the day, although I'm sure it could happen, but I'm not worried about it. Ignorance is bliss. And then at night, I'm up there. And if I'm still not safe up there, don't tell me, all right? Just let me go with it. but I feel like I'm pretty safe up there. And it's cozy and comfy and warm, comfy being the main thing, and it's easy to set up. I mean, I love that. Just 2 latches. Yes, you still have to blow up the mattress, and there's some stuff to do, but it's pretty quick. Downside to that is, let's say I wanted to stay here a couple days. Well, if I want to go exploring, I gotta shut it down and then go exploring, and that's the advantage of having the tent, is your whole camp set up, and then that's just a vehicle to go and do whatever you want. So then you might say, well, a trailer, and I thought about that. A trailer would be great, but then a trailer, there's a lot of these trails you can't, or you're not supposed to, bring trailers down, and it would be iffy at best. The Toyotas, although capable of doing so, are constantly struggling. Gas mileage is horrible, blah, blah, blah. Plus, it's just another, I mean, that's just a huge expense. And not that I'm totally rule it out. There might be, it'd be a luxury to have it. And then when I was going somewhere where it was conducive to have such an item, trailer, then it'd be great to have all your stuff ready to go. Basically, all you're doing is stop at the grocery store and going, which is kind of like what these overlanding guys do. I watch their videos, and it's like, man, like I want to get to camp about minimum 2 hours before sunset. They show up 30 minutes before sunset, or sometimes at dark, and they have no problem setting up and all that kind of stuff. And that's just not my gig. And now, we're going into the fall. The days are starting to get shorter. They have been, and then they're going to set the time back to standard time, which means it's going to be dark at 5:30, and I hate that. When you're camping and it's, you want to eat at 6:30, you're eating in the dark. Again, not the end of the world. These are just my preferences. It's just so nice to have all this daylight and be able to eat when it's light and you can see, and it's just easier. Now I know you can put lights up and you can do all that, but that's more gear. So I'm telling you all this just to kind of share my thoughts and feelings. I'd like to know, where you guys are in your travels, or where you are, not in your travels, but in your journey to exploring this, if you're doing such a thing, or if you've been a camper your whole life, or now you're getting to overlanding, or vice versa, or you just don't like any of it anymore because, I'd like to hear. I try to get into these forums, but I don't know. I don't know that I have the patience for some of the forums, and I know they're good. I'm just not a forum guy. I probably just need to get over that, but I'm just not a forum guy. Anyways, I think that's the end of my spiel on that. I'm getting ready to cook some. It's going to be dark here. It doesn't get dark here till 7:45. I was surprised, and it's, I think, 6:45, almost 7. So I got time, and the sun will go down. I'll have another at least half hour of good light, so I'm good. And I wanted to get this in before I start cooking. I'm not going to show you cooking because nothing against people that show cooking. I've shown it many, many times. There's little tidbits, but now if you can learn something from cooking, you're not going to learn anything from me cooking. Spaghetti with some Italian sausage and maybe some bread. I'm trying to keep it simple. I got a buddy of mine that comes, well, if you've seen any of the videos, Brian, and he loves to cook. And man, am I missing him on this trip. Buddy, if you're watching this, I miss my chef, man. I miss my chef. Not that I don't ever help him. I help him a little bit, but, just a little bit. He comes up with the menu and all that, and I just don't cook that fancy. Another one of those things I probably need to learn how to do, but that's on the back burner. No pun intended. All right. See you again at some point. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my beer and the view. Did you see this view? I mean, it's gorgeous around here. I'm going to put the drone up here, and I'll probably do it in the morning, but I'm going to tie it into this right here. right, here's my dinner, a little spaghetti Italian sausage and my view. Oh, this is great. Another beautiful morning. We're in Colorado now. I think I already told you that yesterday. Slept quite well for as cold as it got. I think it got down to, I couldn't get a temperature from local because I don't have a signal out here. And I didn't really want to fire up Starlink just for that. So the plan this morning is pack up, and I think I'm going to go into town or whatever the closest town is and cook, because all I have, I forgot my sausage. May have said that already. And I just don't feel like eggs and toast. So that's the plan. And then I think I'm going to go to Telluride and then do Imogene Pass. And at the end of Imogene Pass, there is a little camp area. And I think I'm going to camp there tonight and then continue into Ouray. And I think there's a trail that goes around Ouray, and then I forgot the other trail that goes from Ouray up to, I forgot. I can only remember so much. Imogene Pass is, I think, 4 hours, or that's what you're supposed to allow, 4 hours. That's what it says on the trail map. Which will probably take me 5, because I'll stop and take pictures and all that. But just a stunning morning as everything starts to light up. All right, we just started Ophir Pass, and this is a rating of 2 out of 10 according to Onyx. I'm about, I don't know, probably not even a mile in, aired down to 25 from 40, and it should be a pretty easy road. I thought it'd be kind of nice to take it easy at first, because from here I'm going to Imogene Pass, which is a 6 out of 10. I don't know if I'm going to make it there today. It's already 2. I'm probably, I don't know, I have to see. I have a place along this road for a camp spot, and I'm going to have to see what I feel like then, and maybe I'll stop and have a bite to eat, think about it, and see what we're going to do. But it's pretty. I'll show you this view and some others along the way as I come to them. Just beautiful. All right, we're coming out of the rocks. Looks like we got some more greenery. Look at him. You put your little home in the middle of the road there, buddy. What are you doing? And look at this. Camera never does justice, but this is pretty steep. Lots of rock. Beautiful, just beautiful. Wish there was a little pullover somewhere. I'd like to put the drone up. I don't know if I can make this water crossing. Oh my God. That's cool. I know, you want to know what the other side looks like, don't you? Okay, remember that town that we saw way up from top? This is Ophir Pass. This is the town of Ophir. Not Ophir, Ophir. I think I'm saying it right. Ophir, O-P-H-I-R. 1881. 9,800 people. I don't think there's 9,800 people here. I think I'm reading that wrong. Speed limit 10. 10 people. Little mountain town. Man, I had no idea that the road going to this campsite was going to look like this. Wow. A lot nicer than I thought. Well, my GoPro's dead. Audio transmitters are dead. The campsite I just went to that I showed you going to, I got there and it was packed, and the only campsite was left. I got set up, I got the truck leveled and everything, and they were, I mean, I just felt like a sardine in a can. Couldn't do it, just couldn't do it. So I'm heading into Telluride now, and I'm taking a bit of a gamble here. I'm going to start on Imogene Pass, and right at the beginning I have on my map a potential campsite, and if there's not one there, there was a campsite back off the road, and that would be my last resort. It was a paid campsite. And it was a campsite where you're in there, you know, hi neighbor, you know, that kind of stuff. But, you know, you gotta do it. But if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna probably check some more stuff out around here, just eat in town. I'm not gonna cook tonight, because again, it's getting late. It's 5:02, sunsets in 2.5 hours. I don't know how much I could get covered in that short period of time, but I can't remember if I started this and showed you yesterday, but I ended up camping in some really shitty camping spot. Oh man. I went from just great camping right next to babbling brooks and streams to just like the worst case scenario where your neighbor's like an arm reach away. Anyways. Had breakfast in Telluride, and I just passed through the town, and I'm now on Imogene Pass. And this is how it starts, believe it or not. You kind of go through this mountaintop homestead area, and then it turns into this. Absolutely stunning. Probably going to be hearing that phrase quite a bit today. All right, we're at that part of the road where it's a little skinny here. That's what I'm faced with. Wish me luck. Oh, there she is, Black Bear Pass. And that right there is Bridal Falls. And this is the little tunnel here that we're about to go through. But man, the views up here. You got this big corner rock. That beautiful white 4Runner. That's down there, buddy. I think I'm at 10,002, something like that. Well, I made it to the top of Imogene Pass. Some dicey moments. I wasn't able to record everything because it's hard to drive, not fall off a cliff, and film with one hand. But check this out. Look at that view, would you? I'm hoping my little windsock thing on my, well, not windsock, dead cat as they call it, probably a dead mouse, on my mic should be blocking the wind, but I don't know. So there's the trail I'll be going down. I came up this side. See the trail, see a truck coming up. A couple of switchbacks. Ooh, it's cold on this side. I don't know if you can see the trail way down there, but it goes all the way down there, and way off in the distance there you can see a runway. And that's the Telluride airstrip. I don't know the name of the airport. But just beautiful out here. Definitely worth the trip. I'm only halfway, but I would say if you have the chance, you best do it. From here, I'm going to the campsite at the end. I forgot the name of it. I just look at these things, I see a camp, I don't commit the name to memory. I don't really commit too much to memory. Okay, see you on the trail. I've started my way down. I'm about 20 minutes into it, which is about 100 yards. That's where we're headed. The last little bit of snow, I suppose. Shit. I don't mind a little trail rash, but rock rash? I don't think so. Found an RV place that was more than happy to let me have some water. So I got about 15 gallons of water. This campsite that I have picked out right here, I'll show you on the map. I just spotted using this map, so it looks like it's near a creek, and if you zoom in you can see some other vehicles, so I assume it's a decent camp spot. But again, as always, rolling the dice, never been here. This is all part of it. It's part of overlanding. And camping / overlanding. So we're headed there. Here's what we look like. It's not exactly considering where I just came from. It seems like I'm doing these extremes from Beauty to Beast. Anyways, if anything more interesting than this comes up, like when we get to campsite, I'll let you know. All right, well, I've ended up at a campsite that is pretty remote. It's, what is it, Wednesday, middle of the week. Judging from the satellite, it looks like it's people bring horses here, but I have no idea. I mean, in the satellite pictures, you can clearly see at least big trailers, whether it's a trailer or RV. There ain't no way they get them up that road. Well, evidently there is a way, but I was looking at the map. I could not find any other way to get here other than the road I came in on. Anyways, it should be interesting. What'll be really nice is the moon's going to come up right over here, and it's a full moon tonight, so this place should be lit up. Now, I have to admit, it's a little eerie out here by yourself when you got these thick woods behind you. A bear could pop out any moment. I don't think so, but and I'm not making a fire because I have no wood. And even if I had a chainsaw, I don't see any wood to cut down. And I didn't see any wood coming in here, so these people must be bringing their own wood in. Or cutting down some of these dead trees, I guess. I don't know. I didn't see anything. The temperature is perfect right now. I am at 8,000 feet, so I'm expecting it to be about 7 degrees warmer than it was last night. And it seemed like I was kind of cold around midnight, and then, I don't know, like 1, 2, I mean, I got warm, and I had my little beanie on, I took it off. I think, you know, with the body heat and the under the covers and everything finally warming up and having the tent sealed up, kind of caught up. So I'm expecting temperatures tonight to be really, really good. Maybe low 50s. As soon as I get Starlink fired up, I'm gonna look up the weather and see. All right, bring you back later. All right, so you saw where I camped last night. I showed it to you. So next morning, I've just put everything away. I'm gonna go have breakfast in Ouray, and then I'm headed to, I think I'm gonna have to go to the Vale area to pick up Miss Claire tomorrow. And then we're gonna head back to Glenwood Springs area. And that's where I'm hoping to camp in there. And it's holiday weekend. I'm hoping I've picked a far out enough place where a whole lot of people will go, but it's a bit of a dice roll. It's a popular time of year, popular weekend. The odds are against me, but optimism. Okay, so look at this in the morning. Just beautiful. And here are a couple of drone shots to show you a little bit better idea where I am. Okay, so just had a really good omelet in Ouray, and that is the correct way to pronounce it, Ouray, which means arrow in Indian. Maybe loosely translated, but that's what it means, is arrow. So I'm now headed north. I don't know specifically where, but I got to get up there closer to Denver, find a place to camp. All right, Thursday morning. I had a great little campsite last night up here in the hills. Went to bed fairly early. I say early. I went to bed. I probably didn't go to sleep till 10:30 or so. But Felt a little cool last night, although it wasn't supposed to be, but probably it was me. But I'm up here overlooking the town of... Anyways, the name of this town, Idaho something. Idaho Creek, Idaho Utapimp. I don't know. So this is the morning after. I'm just flying the drone over this part of the road to show you what we had to contend with and the conditions of the road. And this was probably one of the easier ones. We had to come down this one. Now the road here looks like it's just a nice little dirt road and goes right on and meanders its way up a hill, and you know, there's the lake, and what's the big deal? But you're not really seeing that type of rock in this road. Like this hill here was really bad, which you can't see. This hill here was really bad. And you can see the bypass here, which I don't remember the bypass, so obviously I never even made it to there, which, I mean, looking at it from here, it's almost, well, it is embarrassing because it looks so simple, but I can assure you it's not. But then as we get further and closer up to the lake here, I see this truck, and this is just a stock truck, as far as I can tell, a Nissan of some sort. And so, I don't know, maybe it was the mind frame we were in, the frustration, we just didn't want to deal. I don't know, but I really wanted to get to this campsite, and you can see why. But we're gonna go there. I'm gonna make it there next year, no doubt. Plus, I think I have another route, which I totally forgot about, to get to the lake once you're in this area. And this is the campsite we actually decided on, which is right to the left here is that hill I showed you at the beginning. But anyways, that, as they say, is that. Back on 70 now. We had quite the adventure. I know I didn't film hardly anything other than that drone footage I just showed you, and some of this creek that we just stopped at along the way out. We came out at Dot Cerro from our adventure. Now I'm just airing up, and we're headed to the Airbnb. I get to spend 2 nights in the Airbnb, and then I'm back to camping to head home back to Dallas, where it's a balmy 102. I know the last thing you want to do is see me sit here and talk to you some more, like you haven't seen enough of that already, but I didn't get to video the last part of the trip because where we went to, Adams Lake, just north of Glenwood Springs, where we were trying to go to, which prompted this whole trip, this whole Colorado trip, at least for me. I was looking at some videos and I was like, wow, I got to go there. So anyways, there was 3 different ways to get there. The guy was talking and he was saying that, you know, some friends of his took this route and it was the easiest route. So I was like, okay, that's the route I want to take. Well, it was not the easiest route. Well, I don't know that it was because I didn't try the other 3, but I did go out on trail, let's call them 1, 2, 3. I came in on 1, I went out on 3. 3 was way easier. At least when we got past this one little camp part. But anyways, it was getting towards later in the day. It took a lot longer to get in there. The trail was a lot worse than I thought. I figured it'd be like a 4 or 5 rating kind of trail. It ended up being a 7. I have very minimal experience. Claire, who was with me, has 0. I had to just tell her, okay, get out of the truck, go up front. This is where I want my tires to go. Just make sure my tires go over these rocks and, you know, etc. And she actually did a really, for someone who had 0 experience, she did an excellent job and couldn't have probably done it without her. I probably would have turned around. If I was by myself, I'm sure I would have said, nope, not doing this by myself. So anyways, we were both stressed out. I didn't film anything. I just found some other little makeshift campsite, you know, one of those campsites that if you're watching any of these overland videos, you see the guy, this would be a great campsite if you just need, you know, for a night stay. That's kind of what we did. Of great view. No one was out there, out in the middle of nowhere, and that was nice. But we were just too stressed out to go any further. We're only about a half a mile from the lake, and there were 2 more big obstacles to traverse, and we're like, we're done. So we camped, had a couple drinks, had dinner, and it was a beautiful morning the next morning. Didn't film any of that. I was just kind of done. So I apologize for that. I'm getting better with it. I kind of need to put that, as in the forefront of all this stuff, and I'm getting there. So anyways, if you made it this far, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around, and we'll hope to see you on the next video. Going to the Ouachita's next, in the Ozarks, and then maybe over to Angelina Forest in East Texas in a couple months. See you then.